Alright. Deadpool. Pools of dead. Pools of dead people, Deadpool. Yeah.
The hell?
Talking about Deadpool today.
We're talking about Deadpool or the Pool of Death?
We're talking about Deadpool. That red guy in the suit who's very funny and might speak Spanish. My uncle?
Does he?
What?
Oh, your uncle.
Alright, let's get real here. We're talking about Deadpool today. Steven, tell me about Deadpool. We're talking about comic book origins, because I don't know enough.
From my personal background, Deadpool was kind of like a parody version of Deathstroke. Whoever doesn't know Deathstroke, it's kind of like one of the biggest villains in Batman.
You telling me that I gotta look up a guy just to get another guy?
Yes, motherfucker. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah,
Wade Wilson was a parody version of Slade Wilson. Slade Wilson was created. Yeah, Slade Wilson was created first, and then the guy that was creating Slade Wilson got fired from DC and went to Marvel and created Wade Wilson. His powers was technically just he's immortal. He's in love with death. That's why he has a lot of confrontations with what's his name? Thanos.
Thanos? What Deadpool does?
Yeah.
Thanos is in love.
He has a lot of confrontations.
Like I thought in the comics, like Death was like a chick, and Thanos was just like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, to be honest, Death.
She was fine though.
Death. They never mention her or he or she, whatever, as a male or a female. So you never know if Deadpool's actually gay or not. But
he might be on the other side.
Yeah, he can be. He can be a little bit on that flip side.
That suit was kind of tight though.
So you think when they're writing the comic, they just flip a coin and be like, "Oh, is he might gay?"
Probably.
Like nowadays, like it's like, all right, is Spider-Man black or white this time? Is Donald Glover free?
Oh, side note,
and just flip it.
The Flash season 2, Wally West.
All day.
How long we doing this podcast, right?
All day. What? The story just goes there. He's immortal. He's just known for.
But how is he immortal though? Is it like like Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, exactly.
Like how did he get that way?
He was kind of like a project, like Wolverine.
Was he Lady Gaga born that way?
Yeah.
Because Wolverine was a mutant, so he could like live longer, not immortal, but he lived longer and he could re-heal. The only thing they did in the project was give him the adamantium skeleton. Yeah.
They technically did the same thing with Deadpool, but it's not adamantium. I don't know exactly what it is, but it was a project
so he can get
they can cure the cancer or the tumor that he had.
So he can get like shot like he does in the trailer through the arm.
Yeah, it's just like
and then he doesn't matter. He's just like, dude, why you shooting me?
Yeah, I remember the first time that I ever saw Deadpool, and it was I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It was an animated movie. It was Thor. It was Thor versus Hulk and Wolverine versus Hulk.
Oh,
there was a version
I've
of
never
Wolverine.
Saw that.
The fight between Wolverine and Hulk.
When he rips him in half, right?
Yeah, there's a scene that Wolverine actually confronts Deadpool in a fight. And Deadpool and Wolverine, I think, cuts Deadpool's arm off.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, hold on, and he just grabs his arm, just like attaches his back. It's like, all right, we're good, and just like goes back into fighting.
So he can like that's messed up.
Yeah, and there's actually comics in which because he can go. He's the only character that can jump that fourth wall. He knows that he's in a comic. He knows he's in a movie.
They make his jokes that way.
Yeah, and there's another cool comic that I don't remember the issue. I don't remember what it was, but he went to another dimension in which it was kind of like a Walking Dead thing. Like everybody was zombies.
That'd be cool.
And he actually cut his limbs out and started like dragging himself around the ground. It's like, I'm a zombie. Like trying to make fun of the whole dimension because he can just go back and just attach himself back in.
I will say though that like the movie version though, just even not knowing that much about it, like action like aside, it's probably gonna be a pretty damn funny like film. It'll be like the funniest film because it comes out like February, like such an odd time for a film, but honestly, it's also like the best time. Is the way it seems with the summer movies now is that they keep releasing certain movies way before the summer so they can hit it big, like when Winter Soldier came out in like April whatnot, and it was like jackpot. So February, like I think it's usually a time where they dump a lot of like rated R films, so it probably will actually do really good staying in that safety net. As once you get beyond that, it's just like big movies like Batman, Superman showing off their piece.
Yo, Batman, Superman, Civil War, Deadpool. What movie's coming out?
Like,
Black Panther.
Wasn't
Black Panther coming out?
Those are like
too?
I don't know.
Like that?
I don't even remember.
I
thought it was other things before that. But
I know.
Like
there's
regardless,
a bunch of them coming out.
it's a good spot to be to avoid all of that and like make a good deal of money.
And even as me, like not being like a huge like superhero, like don't know everything, like just watching the trailer, like take it. So take my money.
It catches your eye immediately just because it's a character so different from all the other ones that it's just like, why is this character acting this way? Why is he known for this? Why does he kill? What's going on? What's the origin? What's the story that he's going to be portraying?
Yeah, people crave that. Yeah.
Parentheses on this trailer, but by the way, this movie has the best version of Colossus I have ever seen.
Is that actually Colossus?
Yes.
I thought it was just another Metal Man they had. Like I was like, wait, is that him?
Anti-Colossus.
He looked pretty legit. It's an anti-IMF. Holy crap! Call Tom Cruise.
No, he looks so dope.
Yeah,
I was so impressed.
I don't know who that like bald chick is though. Like it all goes over my head.
I don't remember that.
I guess like it's gonna probably be a really good film because it'll fit so many of the comic book people like exactly more than any other film has done, because Marvel gets their stuff nicely, but they make up a lot, they switch a lot. They like we talked about before that they moved around Scott and Pym, and the Ant-Man stuff, and they've moved like Tony Stark stuff and put it here. This I feel like, without a doubt, will be the most like literal translation from a comic book to a film, staying with like exactly how Deadpool is, exactly how he looks, how he feels, how he acts.
The thing is that if from the beginning they know that if they mix anything, they switch a single hair in the story, the audience were gonna know, because Deadpool is such a great and well-known character that everybody loves, and everybody's gonna notice when they just switch something around. The story is good enough to just go ahead and leave it as it is, and the character is good enough to just leave it as it is.
And with Colossus, does that mean they can combine universes with?
Well, that's the thing.
That's why I'm like, I know certain properties belong to certain studios, but I had no idea about some of the. Oh, you know what? It is actually.
Fox, right?
This is a Fox film too. Yeah. I guess they.
It's a Fox film.
This Daredevil?
No.
No, not there. Holy crap! He wearing a red suit, dude. That's another podcast. Yo,
meet us over there.
That's podcast. Legit, bro. Check that out. Yeah.
No. But isn't
there's a Fox film? I thought.
Oh shoot! But they said, because they said that in the Apocalypse movie they were gonna some way or another. I heard that they were gonna connect both.
They
movies.
Got the X-Men
stuff.
Deadpool with X-Men.
They could probably do.
But because Deadpool is technically part of the X-Men, but the only thing that I see that is going to be hard is just trying to combine this Marvel Cinematic Universe with Fox. I know that it's going to be so hard, and I'm pretty sure that they're not going to do it. It'll be so
probably not. I think all the X-Men stuff have their own agenda, and especially with like the Apocalypse film and all the stuff coming from that and what they've been doing. Like they went down like a very different road from like the stories that everyone else is doing. So they probably wouldn't be interested in like even combining with them right now, because that's what serves Spider-Man well, is combining with them so he could be prosperous on his own, because they realize that property as it was on its own isn't going to work. But X-Men do fine, box office wise on their own, and every time a new one comes out they do a little bit better, if not the same, than before. So I think unless it like business wise it did well, they wouldn't really bother trying to mash it. But I don't know, Deadpool, like the way the fans like gathered together to get this film like into reality, and they were always like, yo, do this, do that, we still want what's his face to play him, Ryan Reynolds, but like make it better, make it real. Like that'll be one of those films that like before it even comes out, a second one is greenlit.
Yeah, and it's a good character just because it's a character that you can actually put in anything, any universe. Like I went to MegaCon, there was a guy that was dressed up as Deadpool with a Doctor Who costume on top, and like it makes sense because he can actually jump that fourth wall.
A satirical character,
whatever he wants. Yeah. So it's a great character that I don't want to say that they can relate to, that audience can relate to, but it's a character that they can connect a lot more, just because he's so different from this perspective of heroes that we are.
I think that's what also like was such a winning formula with like Guardians of the Galaxy was that it was like we're seeing like not only a different kind of tone comic book film or whatever, but we're seeing just like characters that like they're not like different just to try to be different. It was just like this is who they are. They're really weird. Like love them or hate them, and then like they just like box office money
because it's so different.
So if the Deadpool movie, boom, box office success.
Yeah.
Does that mean get a cameo, like with the X-Men?
Well, supposedly they're already working on a second movie. They're already thinking of doing a second movie.
Fine.
And then the I guess the last Wolverine movie. That's
Wolverine.
That's another
Wolverine 3.
That's another thing to touch upon too. James Mangold doing another Wolverine film and having it be the last that Hugh Jackman says he'll be a part of, because even Patrick Stewart, who plays Charles Xavier, said he has a piece in there, like too. And I'm just like, man, I didn't think it was too bad. That solo Wolverine film when he was in Japan, because I do like that director James Mangold. He did the remake of 3:10 to Yuma with Christian Bale and Russell Crowe that I really liked. It was an interesting movie. It was still kind of like weird, but you just like Hugh Jackman like in that role. Like he set himself up so well for it.
There's nobody else that will make that,
because he like for the X-Men, he is like the Robert Downey Jr. of that. Like he's like the backbone of it. So like so many of the films were centered on him, and they worked with him. And now that he's gone, it's like, do we throw different characters in, or like do you replace him? Like, because you figured like they do well with these X-Men properties, like they'll keep going, but who knows?
Who would replace Hugh Jackman?
I have
no idea. It's like the same thing. Like who will replace Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man? Like,
but I don't think anyone. That's what I mean. I don't think anyone will though. I think it'll just be that they focus so much on these other things, and if they were ever in the films, it was just like as a side thing.
Yeah.
They focus on all like their C-list superheroes and crap like that.
Yeah. Alright, so final thoughts on the actually like the trailer. I was just about to say final thoughts on the movie. It's like, holy shit, the movie came out.
We saw it, right? It was a shaky cam booth with like Thai subs that I couldn't get off the screen. And,
it was all the Portuguese.
In conclusion, it looks like the movie's gonna be funny. The action looks pretty good. And we're all excited. We're all gonna have a ticket.
You don't sound
We're
excited.
all gonna be in line. What?
You don't sound excited.
That's why because
you're like
monotone voice.
Yeah.
What?
So you sound like you were in Dr. Phil. Like,
all right, I'll sound really excited there. So in conclusion, y'all, we about to be up in the Deadpool. We're gonna be in there. We're gonna be camping outside like the Asians at the black market sale on Black Friday. We don't even want Thanksgiving anymore. We're gonna be outside. Don't be judging me.
Now that's some racist shit.
In the black
you told me to get excited, and then it got racist.
It's a little racist.
Sprinkle of racism.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
I didn't
say you white.
I said we didn't have turkey. I didn't say we had a big old bowl of KFC.
You just did, motherfucker.
Where my purple drink?
Where my purple drink? Mama, how come you use all the Kool-Aid? Ain't got no sugar. Ain't got no milk. You better put some water on that.
Alright, let's just stop this racist shit before we go any further.
Alright, Deadpool, gonna be cool.
Deadpool's awesome. Deadpool's gonna be fucking amazing.
Got the money. Listen to that next podcast.